Way back in the early 2000s, I started to notice something strange about my wife. We had 2 kids at the time, just 4 and 6 years old. They were young, but not too young to talk about their day, and they kept bringing up how often they stayed with their grandparents, my wife's parents. Now, on the surface, that didn't sound too unusual, but here's the problem. Her parents lived 90 minutes away, yet somehow my wife was making that trip 2 or 3 times a week. Basically, every day she wasn't working her part-time job, she was gone. I confronted her about it, of course, and like most cheaters, she denied it. But she was never a good liar. Her eyes darted, her voice cracked. My gut told me something was very, very wrong. So I started keeping track of the mileage on her car, and sure enough, week after week she was driving an extra 400 miles. That was all the confirmation I needed. She wasn't visiting her parents. She was visiting someone else. Then one day, fate handed me the evidence I needed. She left a sticky note on the computer, with her AOL password written on it. I couldn't resist. I logged in. What I found made my blood run cold. Email after email between her and her college best friend, laughing, gossiping, and casually talking about how she was sleeping with one of her ex-boyfriends from high school. Not just once, regularly. My wife, the mother of my children, was sneaking off to cheap motels while I was working, while my kids thought they were at grandma's. I printed every email and hid them away. But I wanted more. I needed hard proof. So I called a buddy of mine who was a cop, and he put me in touch with a private investigator. Let's call him Ron. I gave Ron the emails and the basic info I had. And man, Ron delivered. His report detailed everything. Times, dates, photos. It was all there. She'd drop the kids off at her parents', meet up with her ex, go to some rundown motel for a few hours, and then pick up the kids like nothing ever happened. A double life. All right under my nose. At that point, I knew exactly what I needed to do. My parents had cheated on each other, and the fallout destroyed my childhood. I swore I would never put my kids through that. So I hired a divorce lawyer. But here's where things got interesting. Ron didn't just dig up dirt on my wife. He dug into the guy she was cheating with. Let's call him Bob. Turns out Bob was married, 3 kids. And get this, he worked as a VP of sales at his father-in-law's company. A company owned by his wife's family. Yeah. So I had my lawyer draft the divorce papers. And on the same day my wife was served at work, Ron met with Bob's wife and handed her a copy of the full report. Every photo, every timestamp, every detail. She deserved to know. And that's when Bob's whole world went up in flames. His wife cleaned out their bank account, took the kids, and moved out. When her father found out, Bob was immediately fired from the company. And since the house they lived in was also owned by her family, he was kicked out there too. From there, it only got worse. The divorce turned ugly. Public records show restraining orders, police reports, even criminal charges. At one point, Bob got into a fight with his brother-in-law and walked away with a broken nose. Eventually, he lost custody, did some jail time, and disappeared completely. To this day, I can't find him anywhere online. His ex-wife? She did just fine. She went to work at her dad's company, eventually took it over, and built a good life for herself and her kids. As for me, I moved on. My ex and I only spoke about the kids, and once they were grown, we stopped talking altogether. I don't hate her. I don't even think about her much. She's just the mother of my children. Nothing more. But sometimes I think back on those days and remember one thing. Karma is patient. You don't always have to scream. You don't always have to fight. Sometimes all you have to do is let the truth out and watch as the world delivers the justice for you.